All right, you want to know what kind of garbage is going on in the market? Yesterday, I actually recorded a proper video that I'm going to be uploading on Saturday, talking about the stable coins depegging from the US dollar, okay, which is the UST, depegging from the USD, okay. And I thought that, that was most likely going to be the worst possible news. Okay, I actually went back to look at the video that I scheduled to upload. Okay, over there in that video that you guys will most likely never see anymore. Okay, it shows that TerraLuna was at $31 when I was doing the entire recording, and TerraLuna, of course, had the history of going all the way to $100, $120, $130, and so on. Okay, so right now, right this instant, as I'm recording this video today, okay, for the daily news, TerraLuna is $2. TerraLuna dropped 93% in the past 24 hours. Oh gosh. And honestly, to me, I don't really care as much because, truth be told, of course, I am gonna get hit a little bit. I have like $3,000 in TerraLuna. Okay, like in totality, I have about $3,000 that I invested into Luna. I made $2,000 from it, but I don't want to treat it as like, because the $2,000 basically I took it out and it went into some other places. But $3,000 was inside Luna at a certain period of time, and now that $3,000 is worth $60 or $80 or something ridiculous like that. Uh, and yeah, just crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Okay. But I'll most likely talk a little bit more about it. And then, of course, for the Saturday video, I'm still going to be talking about the whole thing. I'm not sure if I'm going to just upload that video anyway. But today I'll talk a little bit more about that. And of course, we also have the CPI that's going to be happening later at 8:30 p.m., which is in another one more hour. But anyway, hopefully this video actually comes out before the CPI expectation. But anyway, let's cover some news today. All right, so first of all, of course, let's talk about cryptocurrency. Terra USD plunges as investor bail. Okay, like I said before, I'm going to be talking more about this on Saturday anyway. But Terra USD traded as low as 23 cents on Wednesday. And for people who are uncertain about what this actually means, is that because Terra USD, also aka UST, okay, US Terra, okay, UST, okay, is supposed to be pegged to the US dollar. Okay, so it's supposed to be $1 US, $1 US Terra. Okay, but yesterday, as of Wednesday, earlier today actually, UST is at 23 cents, whereas the US dollar is $1. No, actually, it's the other way around. My bad. $1 US is to 23 cents of UST. Would that be right? Well, okay. Anyway, I think my brain is not really working well because of all the work. But that's what I'm saying. Okay, TerraLuna is going to zero. TerraLuna is going to zero. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Okay. So of course it tried to rebound a little bit. I don't care. Back to 41 cents in volatile trading. You know what's the scariest thing of them all? You go on TikTok, you go on YouTube, you go on a lot of all these social media, especially Twitter. Okay, and you see all these people who are hodling onto Luna, and the moment TerraLuna dropped to about $20 or so, people were buying in heavy. They were like, "That's where you buy the dip." And honestly, something that has already taught us in this current market cycle in the past 4 to 5 months is that buying the dip is not really something that we lack demand of. Okay, dips are not something that we have a lack of supply of. Okay, if anything, we want lesser dips. Okay, there is no lack of supply of dips in this current market, be it stocks, be it bonds, be it crypto, be it real estate. Everything is going down. Okay, of course, I'm not expecting everything to go to zero, but everything is going down. Stocks, bonds, crypto, real estate, gold, commodities, everything is going down. Okay, so we are in no way, shape, or form in lack of supply for dips. So I don't believe in buying the dip on a lot of things. Okay, even for the stocks market, you'll be surprised. Okay, that if you're actually looking at my weekly trades, it's horrible because I barely did any trades. If anything, it's just doing covering option trades where I actually did covered calls and I just closed off those covered calls in like the matter of like 2 days or so. And I won't be uploading on Friday as well because I'll be overseas as well. So that's that. So just in case that you guys do want to know a little bit more about weekly trades, same thing as per usual, just doing a little bit of covering trades here and there. All right, but anyway, let's get back to the whole USD and UST situation. The break in in Terra USD peg began over the weekend with a series of large withdrawal of Terra USD from Anchor Protocol. Okay, and okay, honestly, the first time that I heard about Anchor Protocol, in my head, I was like, is this really sustainable? Is this really sustainable? And I thought about it a lot. And, you hear people talking about how Anchor Protocol is able to get you 18% per year. Okay, 18% per year. Stable coins, like, come on. Okay, and you hear people talking about how Anchor Protocol, you can even, go the extra mile, be extra efficient with how you actually change the tokens. You can actually get all the way to like 22% or something of that nature. And I thought that, getting 22% year over year via Anchor Protocol sounds crazy. It sounds so good. It sounds so good to be true. Okay, just imagine this. You putting $1,000 into this Anchor Protocol, and then a year later, you're going to come out with an additional $220. Okay, and this doesn't really sound viable, nor does it sound, possible for you to sustain. It's not sustainable, and I question about the sustainability a lot. And honestly speaking, I do not want to, start throwing jabs and stabs at Anchor Protocol simply because, in hindsight, it failed pretty badly. Right now, I don't really want to take jabs at it right now. If after we see that it actually failed, I do think that a huge reason and a huge deterrence of why I didn't really get into Anchor Protocol was also because I was too lazy to really understand the whole intricacy behind Anchor Protocol. Okay, in my head, I was thinking it's not sustainable. I don't care. I'm not going to go research more about it. So I was a little bit lazy about that. So thankfully, because of my laziness, I did not lose a lot of money, because if I actually properly studied the whole Anchor Protocol, chances are I probably put a few $1,000s in just to see how that actually works out. But yeah, Anchor Protocol is destroyed alongside with your TerraLuna. All right. So over here, we can see that it was sold for other stablecoins backed by traditional assets through various LPs, contribute to the stability of the peg. Cryptocurrency exchanges, sudden outflow of money spooked some traders who began selling UST and its sister token Luna, which is TerraLuna, was the third largest stablecoin with a total market value of $18 billion. In case you guys were wondering, so I think it was about 3 weeks back, I actually I didn't really make a video particularly for Luna on its own, but I did mention that I'm a fan of Luna's project, especially the point where Bitcoin kind of spiked up in price because the founders, or at least the co-founders of Luna, bought a lot of Bitcoin in order for them to peg using a Bitcoin reserve to peg it to the UST in order to actually create more sustainable structure around the whole entire staking protocol around UST. So I thought that, pretty smart. Okay, at least it's a form of sustainability. Okay, I thought that was fine. Okay, that's completely cool. They bought a billion of dollars of Bitcoin in order for them to do so. Pretty good. However, the disconnect right now is that when they actually people started selling off all their UST, people started to sell all their TerraLuna. TerraLuna, the co-founders or the founders themselves, decided to liquidate the Bitcoin reserve that they actually bought in I think about 3 to 4 weeks ago, in order for them to actually substantiate the entire structure of this TerraLuna structure, basically. And I just thought that, it's kind of weird that, you kind of bought in and created this sort of structure for this kind of days. And these are also the kind of days that destroy that kind of structure, which kind of brings forth the whole, is the spear stronger than the shield? Like the strongest spear versus the strongest shield kind of thing. And clearly the spear, aka the drop in the market, was clearly stronger in this term. So yeah, over here you can see, falling 23 cents. It's horrible. Like, gosh, it's just horrible. But the 70% plunge, like, bruh, like, just look over here. Just look over here. Oh my God. Are you looking at this? Like, are you looking at this? It is $2.20. And like, just looking at this chart, looking at this chart alone, you might think that this is like a year by year chart. This is a 1-day chart. This is a 1-day chart. Look at it from a 7-day chart point of view. Okay, they started at about $87, down all the way to $2. A month chart. You can see this is the epitome of what a rug pull could be for big projects. Okay, I know that I'm spending a lot of time talking about this because I really want to drive this point home. Okay, cryptocurrency right now is showing so many flaws. Okay, especially with TerraLuna actually touted to be easily one of the best projects that we are possibly going to be having. Personally, even for myself, I also thought that TerraLuna could easily be the next Ethereum, okay, which clearly it was showing signs of it actually was being able to do so. And now with this, like, come on, $2? And all it took was what, 48 hours for you to liquidate everything from $80 high, okay, from $80 high. Okay, we're talking about 2 days. We're talking about 2 days. From $80 around here, $80. Okay, you know what? I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. $80 over here. On the 7th. On the 7th. Okay, you know what? Screw that. On the 9th. Okay, on the 9th, it was $66. Today's the 11th, and they went to $2. Okay? If that's not a rug pull, I don't know what is. And the worst part is, this is actually a pretty good project. So what is this going to actually entail for all the other projects? Your Solana, your Ethereum, your Bitcoin, okay, your ADA, your XRP, all of them are going to start looking like bad projects, okay? And that's going to be the fear in the market, okay? Like I said before in one of my videos about the truth about cryptocurrency. I posted it last week on Saturday. If you're interested, you can head over to my main channel to check it out as well. And yeah, because of that, I do think that seriously, we're looking at a lot of scary catalysts around cryptocurrency. Okay, and it's not just going to be cryptocurrency as well. Okay, because what's something that's going to be related to cryptocurrency is also stocks relating to cryptocurrency. Your Coinbase, your Hut8, your Marathon Digital, your Riot blockchain, all these companies are going to be affected. And let's not forget, you got your ARK Invest, you got your Tesla, all of those companies, PayPal, okay, companies who are holding on to Bitcoin, companies who are investing in cryptocurrency, in Web3, decimated, okay, and that's the actual concern. Okay, later on, we'll be going through a little bit more about Coinbase as well because they reported their earnings yesterday. And needless to say, it was pretty bad. And just looking at this is scary enough for you guys. So, yeah, we'll see how that actually goes. All right, so anyway, let's move on to the next news before we actually get more depressed over this sort of thing. Next up, we got Elon Musk saying that he would reverse Donald Trump's Twitter ban. And of course, this is not huge news. I do think that this was kind of expected. We already know that this was going to be happening anyway, because I don't think Elon Musk is the kind to, gatekeep people. Okay, and the thing is that I do think that Elon Musk and Donald Trump don't really have bad blood. And of course, even though Elon Musk is going to be reversing the ban, it doesn't mean that Donald Trump would evidently want to be on Twitter either, because he have the Truth Social for that. Okay, so if he actually am interested to come back to Twitter, it's just that, you know, the option is there. I don't think this is huge news, but of course, a lot of people are a little bit shocked at Elon Musk's decision to reverse the ban. But honestly speaking, there was this back and forth with Jack Dorsey and Elon Musk on Twitter. If you're interested, just follow them. It's at Jack and at Elon Musk, two of the most important people on Twitter anyway. So just follow them, and you can kind of hear the on and off replies that they have, and you can kind of see the thought process that is actually being put out there as well. All right, so next up, we are gonna be talking about. Yeah, okay. Honestly speaking, Terra USD stablecoin plunges. I'm not sure if Bloomberg have anything else. I think Bloomberg probably. Okay, you know what? Let's talk a little bit more about this. All right. Rise before key US inflation report. And I don't want to pull in another plug again, but I'm going to pull in another plug because earlier this afternoon, I actually uploaded a video on what to expect for today's CPI report. Okay. And I realized that, you know, this kind of expectation video is something that people kind of enjoy. It was my one of 10 video today as well. Surprisingly, people actually do enjoy talking about the CPI, or at least listen to me talk about the CPI as well. So later on, I'll also be posting another video about the CPI summary. Hopefully, I got some time for me to do it before the market open, but I'll see how that actually goes. But basically, I do think that inflation is going to be. I think inflation probably peaked, but there's a good chance that inflation is going to be peaking. So today's data is definitely going to be important, because if today's data actually shows even a higher inflation data that actually comes in, it means that the inflection point was not from March. It was actually going to either be in April or in May. And because this is sort of like a lagging indicator where we will only know the month after, where we actually have a lower inflection point, and you can kind of see where that point actually just curve over. That's kind of how we see it, which is why I say this is a lagging indicator. So yeah, I think that that's going to be very, very important for us to see. If today we actually see way lesser inflation, aka disinflation, or better yet, deflation, then of course I think that will be very, very good for the market. If we see anything below 0.2% in terms of core inflation, I can assure you that the market is definitely going to be rallying. But of course, right now, I think the market has already sort of priced in the fact that inflation is not going to go crazy either. So hopefully that will be the case. But let's be honest here, if inflation do continue to be bad for this month and the next, I'm sorry to say, but a recession is definitely going to be hitting in this year alone. It's not going to wait till 2023. We're probably going to be seeing it in August or September or whatever it is, or even as early as July as well. So that's going to be a concern that we are going to be having as well. All right. Anyway, let's move forward with this a little bit first. So despite the gains, sentiment remains fragile as investors seek evidence that price pressures are peaking in the global economy. US data later Wednesday may show inflation moderated in April but stayed above 8%. Traders will use this information to weigh whether the Fed can continue with its half-point hikes as expected, or will need to opt for a 3/4 point increase. So like I said, one of the reasons why we are most likely going to be seeing a huge recession happening is because if we see higher inflation for this month and the month after, the Federal Reserve would have nothing else but to do the 3/4 points increment, or even better yet, what Bullard actually recommended in the start of the year, which is a 100 basis point increment, also known as a 1% increase immediately. And I think I'll make a separate video of what raising rates actually means, because I think raising rates don't really mean a lot to people, and it's not something that is going to be instantly seen or actually felt by any of the consumers. But I'll actually make a video about that. I'll see when I will actually upload that. All right, but anyway, let's move on because I kind of want to upload this before the CPI actually releases. All right, yeah, the USD thing, forget about it. All right, how Ford F-150 Lightning stacks up against Rivian and Hummer electric pickups. Honestly speaking, I do think, okay, I'm not going to read much about this because I don't like it. I do think that Tesla is going to be better anyway. I think that F-150 and also for the R1T by Rivian, I do think that because they came out at a very, very right time. Because when Cybertruck was actually being hyped up to be the next huge electric truck that's going to be coming out in 2021. Well, clearly Elon has delayed that over like a couple of years. Right now, we are expecting the Cybertruck in 2023. But for Rivian and also for Ford, they actually have already created their own electric trucks, okay, which is the F-150 and also the R1T. Yeah, the R1S is the SUV. So yeah, R1T and also the F-150. So when they actually created these two, I do think that what they're trying to do is they are trying to collect as much market sentiment as they can, get as much market shares as they can in terms of the electric truck side of things. And this is going to be very, very important as well, because you have to think about businesses who actually uses those trucks. So that's going to be a huge, huge thing for Ford and Rivian. I think that that's pretty smart for them to do so. I'm not going to be comparing them in this because I think that it's not really that interesting for a article for us to go through, simply because chances are, in our own eyes, we also think that Tesla is most likely going to be better anyway. So, all right, the next up, still the same thing. All right, don't panic. Strategists give reason to stay invested despite a market turmoil. Okay, let's look at it. Let's look at it a little bit. Okay. Obviously, there's plenty of fears in the market. There's a huge amount of volatility. I don't think we're quite at levels of full-on capitulation yet, at least by the measures that we follow. I don't think we're quite into oversold territory right now. Okay, so if we're talking about being inside the oversold territory right now, I don't think we are as of now, simply because all the things that is actually in pain right now are in the tech and growth sector. If you actually want to talk about being oversold, we want to look at the Apple, we want to look at the Tesla, we want to look at the Amazon, the Google. Okay, if Google somehow dropped to like $1,800, fair, I would say that that's definitely oversold. If Amazon dropped to about $1,005, yes, that would definitely be oversold. If you see Tesla at about $600 again, definitely oversold. If you see Apple at about like $140, definitely oversold. Microsoft at about 180, definitely oversold. So I do think that if we actually treat the trillion cappers as the compass of what we actually treat as oversold or not, definitely the market is not oversold as of now. But because a lot of time for retail investors, we are actually looking at the worst of the market, because we're investing in things that's going to be good or useful or efficient or gonna kick ass in 4 to 5 years. Okay, those things are not making profit. AI, okay, space exploration, okay, if you're talking about like, I don't know, security or whatever it is that we are all investing into, refinancing, layaway models, things of that nature, all of them down 60, 70, 80, 90% year to date. So chances are, if we're actually looking at those stocks, yeah, it's definitely oversold. But like I said, I do think that there's some truth in what this strategist is saying. I do think that if you're actually investing in those sort of Warren Buffett style company, you should be doing still quite all right. But nevertheless, even though you are doing quite all right, you're still going to get destroyed, because there's still going to be about 20% hit in your face as well. So just stay invested if you are. I was also thinking about doing a video about that, but I'll see how that actually goes. But all right, let's move on to the next news. Stock market, okay, yeah. This is horrible. Coinbase, the market sank 11.5% in the extended trading hours yesterday. But right now, Coinbase is down 15.4% in the pre-market, okay? They posted their revenue of $1.17 billion, whereas our consensus was about $1.48 billion. Currently, I was actually expecting them to hit $1.7 billion. So thankfully, that wasn't the actual consensus, because if that was the consensus, they would easily be sinking 20-25%. Okay, EA went up. Surprisingly, they actually did beat. Did they beat No, they didn't even beat. That's kind of weird. Okay, Roblox dropping. I did see Roblox actually dropping due to the fact that their daily active user actually went down as well. Reported a first quarter loss of 27 cents per share. Analysts expected a loss of 21 cents. So yeah, sadly, Unity. Oh my God, Unity. Unity dropped 31.6% in the extended trading hours. And I just want to say, one of the reasons why Unity dropped so much in the after hours and also in the pre-market is simply because Unity was this super duper hyped up stock about metaverse. Okay, Unity went all the way to $200, and people were expecting, oh, Unity is going to be this metaverse stock. Okay, we got to get into the metaverse fast. Facebook, well, Meta Platforms is getting the metaverse, so Unity is definitely going to be a very, very important company for us to get into. Okay, but even Meta Platforms themselves is starting to step away from the metaverse a little bit because they say that it's too dang expensive. Okay, and all the hype from Unity basically just poof. And the worst part is because Unity is not really a money-making company yet. Okay, they did report a revenue, but their losses are a lot higher. And what have the past 8 months taught us about the stocks market? The market is going to punish anyone who are not making money. And they're not even going to reward you nicely for making money either, because they are just going to be rewarding you slightly, teensy tiny, just because you beat estimates. And that's why it's very, very scary. And I can see why Unity just kept on plunging down. And I'm not sure where we actually see the bottom for Unity, but I don't want to say that Unity is completely irrelevant either. I do think that Unity is still a very, very good company, especially with the future of whatever Web3 is going to be. I do think that Unity is still going to be important and relevant to a certain extent, especially with the whole how Unity is going to be connected to programming, games, and like the whole 9 yards and such. All right, so moving on. SoFi is kind of scary because yesterday they halted for like an hour or something crazy, and I was a little bit worried because I do have a lot of SoFi as well. But afterwards, they did go up by 1%. Because they plunged 12%, because they actually released their quarterly result way too early, and that basically just plunged them down, and then they had to halt the market completely. But afterwards, they actually posted better than expected numbers for the top and bottom lines, issued a weaker than expected forward guidance. And like I said before, guidance has always been this huge concern for all the stocks actually, and for SoFi in particular because they are in the refinancing space. Upstart, which is also a refinancing AI company, they actually did their earnings and they basically fell 50% intraday, and which is why a lot of people were actually getting out of refinance or refi stocks, and SoFi was actually one of them. And that's why SoFi basically got sold off completely from the $7 high all the way down to the $5 region, and even down to the $4.98 region as well. So that was really, really worrisome. But looking at it now, I think that's pretty fine. I think it's all good. All right, anyway, today's news is slightly longer than expected, but nevertheless, I am going to continue to make video for Saturday. I have to recreate that video because of what TerraLuna did yesterday as well. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully I can see you guys in about 2 more hours after the CPI actually get released. I'll do a CPI summary video for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys.